Hello, here's my vlog for 26th of July, 1:31 p.m. Wednesday. I only got up like an hour ago, like 12:30. I was like sleeping in. I was up until I had insomnia. That was maybe the problem, and I was up trying to work until maybe 12:30 or something. Not that late. Maybe 1 or 1:30. Um, so whatever, sometimes you sleep in. Um, Yesterday, what I was saying, what I was doing was, I was, trying to list all the stuff that I have, for my Indiegogo page. I copied that and put it on my notes because I had to restart the computer because it did a software update. Like all of a sudden, Google Earth wasn't working. Really slow, and so I was like, "Oh, when that happens, it usually needs software." So I checked. Sure enough, needed that. That took some time. But the Google Earth gets really slow anyway from time to time, like crazy slow. I cut. So yeah, I was working on the Flatirons, and so it was too slow. So I cut the Flatirons out into their own folder file and got to work. Yeah, I guess I got bogged down. What I'm saying, I got bogged down on another Google Earth thing that I didn't know that I didn't finish. I mean, I did once I looked at it, but I didn't remember, and so I was like, "Fuck it, let's just try to do it." Like if I'm trying to do some like surface level, typing, writing, describing, and then I come across something that I'm describing that's not done, but it looks like maybe I could get done with it in a couple of days, and it's like, well, let's go for it. If you can power through in a couple of days. So yesterday, I think most of the day I was just working on that, just naming. I had like the first 113 named, and those are the ones, I guess, that are named from this poster that I got from the Boulder bookstore that names them all, and then outlined a bunch more. And this isn't just Flatirons, but I'm including Flatirons and Boulders, like house-sized boulders. Everything down to like a house size, like yeah, pond size. A pond turns into a lake at 1,600 square feet, which is about the size of a large house. My apartment is 815 square feet, so it's exactly half the size of the largest pond. I don't know what the cutoff between stream and creek is, but so it's kind of like that, like anything down to like a house-sized boulder, and they're smaller actually. So there's more than 1,000. Probably number them like up to the ones that were pre-named, and then after that, ones that are like the ones I named. Organizing them in sections. So yeah, more than 1,000. So I'm here all day long yesterday, just naming. It can be kind of mentally taxing. It's good to have weed. I have to come up with all kinds of creative names. I have areas that are dedicated to animals, an area of the sleeping whales, and you have the ridges, and something with the theme city, and I just, luckily I have weed. For $100, I smoked a lot of weed yesterday, but I got that enough to fill. I got an ounce, I think, of the Diggity Dank. That with that, $100. I smoked a bunch yesterday. So you smoke a bunch of weed, and you look at the rock, right, and you just go into, hey, look, I started talking, and my little ferret woke up. Hey, little guy. Ferrets are so cute because, like you sleep and you're here, and there's nothing around. It's just quiet. You're not around. Ferrets aren't around. Sometimes you're hanging out, all of a sudden the ferrets will appear and run around you. But so I get up, and then I get up and I walk around, and like they kind of follow my schedule. So I get up and I'm like in the bathroom, and then I see there's a little ferret just sitting there on the floor with me. And I come over here, and then he goes and falls asleep right there next to me. They like to follow you around and like just hang out with you. They're like dogs and cats. The only difference between a ferret and a dog and a cat is that ferrets don't bark, you know, and you can't potty train them, and you can't really train them to not kill your other pets like you can with a cat and a dog. They killed my cockatiel, but anyway, the other day, I think it was yesterday, I was sitting here on the couch and I saw my bluebird. I have a yellow parakeet and a blue parakeet, and I saw my blue parakeet on the floor. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Because the ferret was just there. And I got up, and I'm like, walked towards him, and he flew up. I'm like, you can't do that, bird. You can't be hanging out on the floor like that. The ferret will get you. So hopefully they know. Hopefully he's alert enough. I mean, they kind of run from me, too, so. But anyway, it's great having parakeets fly freely throughout the house. It's fucking awesome. They don't even cost that much to maintain. And they don't make poop that much. They poop all over my bike where they hang out. It's not a big deal because it dries up. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah. Is that little ferret stuck in the cage? My ferret's hanging out in my tegu and tortoise cage. I'll go to the store when I come back if he's still in there. No, they're too smart for that. Yeah, well, now the other one wants to go in. He woke up and wants to go in. Anyways, yeah, so I just have to get really high, right? And I have to look at the rock. And then I have to do a scan in my head. All right, what does this remind you of? An animal, a historical building, something I can name, something cheeky, a function. You can back up. What are the rocks around it look named like? Maybe there's a theme. And then I go, and then I always find a name real quick. And then I'm like, all right, name. Boom. Like the last one I did was like Hillside Boulder. It was this big boulder on the side of the hill. I name stuff. I'm very functional with my names. I'm like a Native American, you know. Like in the Native American tribe, you see a little kid and he sticks eagle feathers in his head. Well, then you call him Eagle Feather, you know. That kind of a thing. So, that's my name, by the way. That's my Indian name, Eagle Feather. So, my Native American name. So, I don't know how much through I got, and I don't know how many there are. So I figure all 3 days. Yesterday was the first day. Basically, most of it was on this. I think all of it was on it. And in the beginning, I was kind of numbering them, so now I was just after I knew them, I figured out how to number them. So I'll work the rest of the day, and then I have to do, even if I finish today, there's whole nother day of figuring out how to number them and name them, and organize them and name them, number them, and where to number them, and all that stuff. Making sure that I have all of them to a sweep. And so yeah, it'll be all today and all tomorrow. That's 3 days. So, but if I can finish that, wow, then at that point I could then get back to what I was doing, which is that when I copy it and then put it onto actually written form outside of Google Earth, where I could then put it onto, well, like Indiegogo. It's going to end up being a book. And my Mountaintopia page, you know. I'm describing my whole listing and describing my whole site now, which is super duper exciting. Maybe that's why I slept in. I was just exhausted, you know. It's kind of taxing, dude, because there's so many different things I have to do. I look at the rock, and half the time the rock's not even traced right, because I must have been too fast. Not half the time, but like a quarter of the time, a fifth of the time, the damn rock's not traced right. So I have to retrace it, which means then I have to put in the perimeter and feet meters, and then the area in square feet and square meters. And then I have to name it. And if they're really big, I'll do the acreage. But, and so all those steps over and over again, especially when the Google Earth is really slow. Yeah, it's a little bit taxing, so I have to kind of like smoke a lot of weed. I wasn't even listening to music. It was basically in silence yesterday. A lot of breaks. Oh, there goes my little ferret. So, yeah, anyways, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm up to now. I'm naming all the Flatirons. If anybody asks you how many Flatirons there are in Boulder, tell them there's 1,000. I had a dream once. I probably had a few, but I had one that I remembered of Boulder. I've had a bunch of dreams of towns that exist, and in my dream, they're bigger than real life. It's like parallel universe or something. I had one of Boulder once, and the Flatirons originated like right after the houses. I was on those houses like on the hill where the Flagstaff Road goes up, and right after the houses, right before the Flagstaff Hill. That's where the Flatirons started, and they went straight up. And you know, they were trees built in, but they were way steeper. And yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool. I should climb that one day. Anyway, I should Google Earth that sometime. Anyways, but then no, I think how they are now is just as magical place. That's why it's cool to map it. And there's another thing that I'm mapping in Boulder County, which is really time consuming also. Every single gulch and gully. And I'm not done with that, but I'm really far through. I think you can even download it. And it's for memorizing location. It's a fucking brilliant idea. Nobody else has done it. And it's also to understand geology. Anyways, enough talking. I think I'm going to go off to the store. I need some exercise, dude. Like, my back is hurting. And oh, yeah, I need to find my charger. I can't find my charger in my room. Like, there's no electricity in my room on the north side, so I have to hang out my computer out here. But I can't even find my charger. Go in there. So I could do my computer in my room. You know? So I don't sit here and, like, in the same position and have my back hurt. So I'm going to the store and get some chow chow. Mainly for the exercise, go there and get like a C4 energy drink. I love those, like, with a nice in it. Or maybe I'll, like, explore around different energy drinks. That's, like, the one thing I spend money on. Okay, enough talking. I'm going to smoke a little bit. Wait. Put on some music, go into the store, come back, and then name. And I think, and then, of course, try to eventually have it for download. I don't even know if it's available for download yet, but I'm busting my ass. Hopefully on the 30th I go in for the restraining order meeting, which is in 4 days. My asshole family aren't going to try to, like, be successful in forcing me into, like, mandatory counseling. My mother's evil. Everyone around me, because I'm a genius. I guess when you're a genius, everybody around you gets possessed by Satan. That's basically what happens. And they try to destroy you and waste your time and rob your money and blah, blah, blah. So the only thing, if I can get those assholes out of my head for enough time, I could then focus in my head about listening to stuff pretty soon and trying to maybe even take some time off to name chapters in certain books. Like I was working on Ammiamus, Roman history, and that'd be fun. But I can't multitask, you know what I mean? Like, it would be when I take a break, you know? Like, when I get tired, instead of fuck around on the internet or whatever, or stupid shit, waste time, I should, when I get tired from the work, I need to just do another chapter in a book, you know? Get the habit of that. Anyways, enough talking. Talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be talking about how, like, I'm making good progress, and I do think that on the day after tomorrow I'll be done naming all of the Flatirons in Boulder. How about that? Oh, and plus I get to name them. I'm the guy who names it. It's almost like you're the discoverer, naming rights. Some of these names I name are going to stick forever. That's pretty exciting to think about. All right, talk to you later.